Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So, it's that exciting time of the year again. Antorus is just about to come out, and it's bringing a decent few amount of gearing changes. So, my current 7.3 gearing guide is not really up to date. Today I'm going to be fixing that problem. I'll go over what you can expect from this new raid, and of course, how Mythic Plus is going to function. And then finally, I'm going to be doing an explanation of the new Legendary and Pantheon trinkets, because they changed a lot over the PTR, so it's worth you guys understanding how that works. And then I'll probably round it off as well with a quick round of tips for how to boost up a new character nice and fast. Okay, let's kick it off with Mythic Plus. So currently the cap on Mythic Plus gear is at a level 10 keystone, meaning that doing a keystone on a higher difficulty, well, it won't increase the, won't increase the eye level of your rewards. Now, this cap is being increased from 10 to 15 on the reset that unlocks Antorus on Mythic difficulty. So, what I'm going to cover here comes into effect on the 5th of December for Team America and the 6th of December for the EU. Now, item level rewards from keystone levels 2 through 10, they're going to stay the same as they do now, with 11 through 15 looking like this. This pretty much means you can get a guaranteed 955 every week, which is a pretty darn high number. Now, the Titan Forging cap is also going to be increasing to 985, assuming the usual rule of being 15 eye levels below the new Legendary max drop, which is 1000 in this patch. Now, remember that 7.3 also increased the chance of Titan Forging on your class order hall chest, so expect to see some crazy damn numbers. Okay, now gaming this system in week 1 is a super good idea, so I'm going to tell you how to do that. Now, when Antorus Normal and Heroic opens up on the 28th of November, the Mythic Plus cap is still going to be 10. This is of course because the cap will increase to 15 whenever Antorus Mythic releases the following week. You may think this means you should do a plus 10 that week. No, that's not the case. You want to do a plus 15 chest, or, plus 15 keystone run on the first week of Antorus. This is not going to benefit the rewards at the end of a dungeon, but on the following reset, what happens is the game looks at your character's highest completed run of the previous week, and it will see that that equals 15. Since that is the week that gear cap goes up to 15, therefore your class order hall chest will get you a nice juicy bit of 955 gear. Okay, let's go over Antorus, the Burning Throne. This is the new raid, pretty damn hype one that's going to be coming out over the next few weeks. So, Normal and Heroic mode are going to be unlocking on Tuesday the 28th of November. Then Mythic will unlock the following Tuesday, which is the 6th of December, and this is also going to unlock iLvl Wing 1 of Antorus, and will of course be the time where the Mythic Plus cap goes up to keystone level 15. Then iLvl Wing 2 will unlock on the 20th of December, Wing 3 will unlock on the 3rd of January, and Wing 4, which is Agrimar and the final boss, will unlock on the 17th of January. Now, those dates are for the US servers. On EU servers, of course, our weekly reset is on a Wednesday, so just add 1 onto all of those dates. So one of the most interesting additions is a new set of trinkets. These underwent some very heavy changes on the PTR, so I'm going to break down how they operate here. Okay, so all of these are a part of a new special group of items called Path of the Titans trinkets. You can only equip one of these at a time. They're almost all epic quality items that appear to drop at eye level 940 regardless of the difficulty level of Antorus that you actually do. Now, these trinkets can be upgraded to a maximum item level of 1000 using Pantheon's Blessing. Pantheon's Blessings are items that drop from the final boss of Antorus on normal, heroic, and mythic difficulty. Using this will upgrade your selected Path of the Titans trinket by 5 item levels each time. I'm assuming you get one of these weekly on personal loot, as this would be highly similar to the ring upgrades that came with Archimonde in Warlords of Draenor's patch 6.2. Now, one of the Path of the Titans trinkets is a legendary. Unlike the rest of the items, Aman'Thul's Vision drops at a base item level of 1000. Now, while this does have orange text, it does not count to your Legion legendary cap of 2, so technically you will be wearing 3 legendaries in this patch once you actually acquire it. Functionally though, it is highly similar to the other trinkets, so why is it a legendary? Well, simply, they drop at 940 and have to be upgraded. This just drops at item level 1000, therefore doesn't need to be upgraded. That's pretty much it. Plus, one other thing, it's itemized like a damn Arcano Crystal. Yeah, an item level 1000 Arcano Crystal. I'm imagining that at some point, some lucky bastard is going to have both Aman'Thul's Vision and a 985 Time-Forged Arcano Crystal with a gem slot and all the bells and whistles one could possibly wish for. Now here's how the trinkets themselves actually function. So the trinkets have got two different effects. One of these effects will always be active when the trinket procs, but the other one will only come into effect if 4 other distinct Path of the Titans trinkets are active. What this means is that as soon as possible you will want at least a tank, healer, caster DPS, agility DPS, and strength DPS having their trinkets. This overall will cover all 5 types of trinket that you can get, meaning that you'll be able to activate the secondary effect on your trinket. This is going to be unreliable at the start, but as more members of your team get these trinkets, it will become more reliable. Now, the legendary ones are great, so when they proc, they will always count as one of the total 5 that are needed. If 2 of them are procced, that will count as 2 of the 5. So the more people get the legendary trinket, the more flexible your situation overall is. Simply put, you want to spread these around your team as much as you can. Now, each week you're going to be able to upgrade your epic trinket by 5 item levels, and it eventually will hit iLvl 1000, which means that Aman'Thul's Vision is just handy because you don't have to upgrade it. Now, this system means you'll be able to wear 3 iLvl 1000 items, 2 Legion Legendaries plus either Aman'Thul's Vision or one of the upgraded epic trinkets. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's rather fitting that 1000 is the peak item level that we're going to be getting outside the Chromie scenario, because of course it's going to be squished down for the battle for Azeroth expansion. Now, of course, I mentioned that the legendaries here are item level 1000. Yep, new legendaries will drop at 1000, and there's going to be a legendary upgrade quest, just like what you've seen with every other one in Legion. You'll just be getting items from the raid bosses, the your Mythic plus cash, all that normal stuff. We've covered it before. And then let's round up Antorus with a little bit of a look at just the lay of the land with this instance, how to target the tier sets that you want, all that stuff. So the helm is from Agrimar, the shoulders are from the Coven of Shavara, the chest is from Eonar, the legs are from Iminar, the hands are from Kingaroth, and the cloaks are from the Antoran High Command. Now I'm going to start off with the LFR layout first. Wing 1 contains Garothi Worldbreaker, Fellhounds, and Antoran High Command, so your tier cloak. Wing 2 will contain Portal Keeper, Ionar, and Eonar, so that's your legs and chest. Then week 3 is Kingaroth, Varamathras, and the Coven of Shavara, which will cover your tier hands and shoulders. Then wing 4 contains Agrimar and Argus, so you'll get your tier helm from Agrimar. Then for the non-LFR players, you will once again find that this raid, thankfully, gives you great options with its layout. So, Garothi Worldbreaker must be killed first. This then grants you access to 4 bosses, the Fellhounds, Portal Keeper, High Command, and Eonar. Defeating these 4 bosses will take you onwards to Iminar, who you will have to kill in order to reach Kingaroth. After Kingaroth, we once again have got some choice. You can either go to the Coven of Shavara or Varamathras, and once you've killed those, well, you're pretty much on a straight shot to the finish, with Agrimar being your next boss, and then straight after him, Argus. Okay, next, we're just going to round this off with some general gearing up tips. So time walking is a fantastically effective way to get a new character geared up, so really look and see if it's time walking week. Each week that time walking does come up, basically you will get a drop off the final boss of your first dungeon. This will give you a quest that can be handed in for 500 time warped badges. Now this is enough to head to the time walking vendor and purchase one of each bit of gear that you can wear on that character. Now do remember, of course, that in Legion, item level means everything while you're trying to climb the initial gearing ladder, because World Quest gear will scale off your average item level. So doing this with the time walking gear can be an amazing way to get a very, very quick leg up, and that gear is iLvl 880. Now if a 7-2 Legion invasion is on, sometimes I'll actually go do a few of those quests for the nether shards and then grab some of the Dauntless gear tokens to just fill out any patches in my overall set of gear if I want to, though most of the time I just go and purchase some of the crafted Legion gear for each slot. This stuff's great, it's usually dirt cheap, gets that average item level just, shot up really fast, which is great for getting your World Quest gear to scale to be decent. Past that though, it's just the usual. You've heard it all before. Do Argus content all the time, farm up your Argonite, get the Argonite gear. The one really large addition, of course, is Antorus, the Burning Throne. The bosses on LFR are 915 gear, so that's pretty good. Of course, also don't forget your weekly Order Hall quest for the raid. That will give you a guaranteed bit of raid gear every week, depending on what difficulty you normally clear. Now, seriously though, just don't forget your Order Hall champions. It's basically free gear. I would recommend using your bonus rolls, of course, on, if you're, say, an LFR player, the bosses that drop tier pieces, though, of course, the Greater Invasion World bosses are a good source of 930 gear, which is pretty high level. It's not tier stuff, but the stats sometimes can be great, so yeah, take a look at that. Now, between LFR, Greater Invasions, maybe the Broken Shore World boss as well, the Argonite gear, all that stuff, you'll be able to get a character geared pretty damn quickly. And doing that stuff is what I call low personal responsibility content. I always recommend knocking it out first before you bring other players into a mix with Mythic plus a dungeon. While doing this quickly, you should hit the World Quest gear cap of about 895 for PvE, 905 for PvP, so combining all those things together, gearing has never been faster. It's basically the same as when 7.3 dropped, just that you now have a torrent of 9.15 plus stuff from the new raid. In fact, it's even quicker if you've got the gold to burn. BOEs from Tomb of Sargeras and Antorus can, of course, help you out if the price is right. Plus, you can also grab patch 7.3 crafted gear, you know, if it, like, for your particular armor type, because that stuff can go up to a higher eye level. So that's pretty great. Problem, though, the first week of Antorus is a pet battle week, but the second one is thankfully a time walking week, which is great for your alts, though rather amazingly, the dungeon week is before Antorus launches, so no free heroic raid loot for you. And the dungeon week won't come back till the 10th of January, so put that in your calendar for some free raid gear, I suppose. But that's pretty much it, really, with this video. I just wanted to update my previous guide with the new Antorus stuff and give you a explainer of how those new trinkets work, because I know they changed them in the PTR. They were a little bit nonsensical in the past. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.